Hi there, my name's Vince from MyMateVince.com, and in this video today is going to be the conclusion of the competition, the eBay repair challenge between me, my mate Vince, and Steve from TronicsFix. So this is the one where we try to fix items that were manufactured, toys that were manufactured before the 1980s. So we did 5 items and now we are finished. So let's see who won. So I'm going to go through one by one what I did. So first of all, I did a Mark's wind-up car toy set, like a racing set, and it sold for £28.99. But by the time I took into account what I paid for it, eBay fees, PayPal fees, and also the postage, then it came up as £27.15. So only a 6.8% increase, when if you think about all the time that was spent on it, of course you wouldn't do this in real life whatsoever. So now the next one, the Tin Can Alley. With this one, this was basically the success of the competition. So in the end, I think it sold for 125, but then by the time I actually got it collected, there was a few issues with it. I got £100 for it, which is still very good. It cost me £50.81p in total, so that is a massive 97% increase, so that was a really good one. Now this next one, item 3, was He Who Shall Not Be Named. I can't mention that name in my house any longer, unfortunately. Now, he cost me in total £28.50. including obviously the original price, the postage, PayPal, eBay, etc. And I sold it for a grand total of £12.49. So unfortunately, I've got to say it, Mr. Andy Pandy, there you go. He lost me 56% on that particular item there. So that is a minus 56%. Now the next one was an Atari 2600. Nice easy one that was. It was just needed the voltage input jack soldering, so it was a good one. That sold for £46.98p in total, including everything. It cost me £42.97, so that is a 9.3% increase. Again, not very much when you take all the other things into it. And lastly, the tray. Now unfortunately this was bad time management on my behalf. We did have plenty of time to do this challenge, but like everything, I always leave everything to the last minute. I always have done, and I think I always will. It's something that I need to just stop doing, but I just can't help it. I seem to just operate better when I do things at the last minute, but I didn't leave myself enough time to sell this. So what happened was, I had about, I think it was 4 days to sell. On eBay you've got a choice of doing a 3-day auction or a 5-day auction. So I had, or I think a 7 or a 10 day. So I had to put it on a 3-day auction, and I knew, because it is something from the 1950s, it wouldn't get a lot of views. And I didn't want to sell it for like £5 or £10, because to me it's worth much more than that. I mean, it cost me £34.95. That was just the cost of the train set. So what I did is I put a reserve on it at £50. I know you think that might be high, but when you take into account that I spent nearly £35 plus eBay, PayPal and postage fees on that, even if I got £50 for it, I would have probably lost money. Or the very least, well, I may have broken even, but I knew that if I left it go to auction, a natural auction with a 99p start, I knew that it would only get £5 or £10, because there was only, I think, 3 people watching it, and it only had a handful more views anyway. So it didn't, I don't know exactly how many views it had. It wasn't many. So an item like that, you need to put it on a buy it now and leave it there for 6 months, and the right buyer will come along and probably buy it for £70 or £80 once it's on there long enough. It's just that there's not enough people looking at those kind of items. So unfortunately that was actually a 100% decrease. In fact, if I didn't include the listing fee, I think the listing fee on these were 36p, so that would be more like 101% decrease. But as far as this competition goes, 1% didn't actually affect the outcome. So the total for me was minus 43.9%. So I made a 44% so a percentage loss. So as you can see, really a complete waste of time, apart from the fact that it was really enjoyable. So over 5 items, bearing in mind all the time it took, I made a 44% loss. So you can see that really, apart from He Who Shall Not Be Named, I fixed everything else, and even that one, it was a lot better, much better than when I bought him, much better than when I bought him. But yet I still lost money overall, and the reason is because PayPal and eBay take too much of the money out of it, and also the delivery of these items as well. So if you bought these items, you near enough be better off selling them at a car boot sale, because then you haven't got eBay and PayPal fees, and more importantly, you haven't got a postage fee. So if you were to do this to try and make money, buying off eBay and selling on eBay, in my opinion, does not work, because everyone else is taking the profit out of it and there's none left for yourself. Because remember, when you buy an item, it's never that cheap, because the seller has to pay eBay, PayPal, and more importantly, the postage fees. And anything with a bit of weight behind it is going to cost a fair bit of money. So now, if you were to, for example, buy from car boot sales and jumble sales and auctions, then if you sold that on eBay, then you probably could make money. But by buying on eBay and selling on eBay on toys before the 1980s, I don't think anybody will really make much money, unless maybe you go really niche and become an expert at something. For example, Tin Can Alley, they very rarely come up, but when they do seem to get quite a bit of money. So obviously now, you want to know, you're thinking, well, Vince must have lost. Not necessarily, because it depends how Steve did. And here we go. Steve from TronicsFix total is, you ready? Ta-da! Minus 119. Now, I shouldn't sound so happy, because nobody likes to see a loss, but that does actually mean that Steve got minus 119 and I got minus 44. So although neither of us have succeeded, I have actually won the competition. So in this challenge, my mate Vince is the winner, hence the smiley face. But really, it was more to do with just bad luck. Well, it was more to do with luck for me with the Tin Can Alley and bad luck for Steve, because his second item, basically he managed to fix all his items. So first one, Speak and Spell, I think he got a fair bit of profit from that. Obviously, watch Steve's video. Second one, he did a Big Bird clock, which I thought he did really well on. And personally, I thought that clock was brilliant. I thought he would have made a lot of money on it. He didn't. It ended up selling for $1 something from memory. So that was just really unlucky. Third item he did was the pinball machine. Again, he fixed that fine. Fourth item was the train set. It's not train set, the trains. Again, he put a lot of work into that. Did a good job. Bolted through where the rivets were, etc. Nothing wrong with it at all. I don't know what money he made on that, but again, I don't think it was much. The last item he did was a weird item. It was like a Marks game, and it was like a popcorn thing. That was a really weird one. I'd say it's probably quite rare, but it's one of those ones that probably nobody remembers and mustn't have been that popular. So it's one of those things that could either flop or do really well. And with Steve, he's just been, in my opinion, it was just unlucky. So yes, I won this one, and I'm happy I won it, but it could have gone either way. If I didn't have Tin Can Alley, then I would have probably ended up the same, or if not below Steve. So basically, in the first series, Steve won. The second series, I won. Now the third series is going to be slightly different, because we've got other YouTubers involved in it. So I'm not sure when that's going to come out. Maybe in the summertime. I think there's quite a few things going on in the meantime, so people are busy and stuff. So I think it's going to be the summertime, but hopefully that should be a lot of fun. So yeah, that is it for this challenge. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first series. I think I enjoyed the second series even more, because fixing the old toys, I think it was just more, for me it was more interesting. I think Steve enjoyed it as well. Not sure what we're going to do on the third series. We might mix it up a little bit. Who knows? Who knows? That's all yet to be decided. But I certainly enjoyed it, even though it was a loss. I know Steve enjoyed it as well, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And that is the main thing. Even though no real money was made, it was still definitely fun. And remember, it is real life as well. So if you're thinking about doing this, you might think twice about it now, because I don't really think personally that we did anything wrong, just the way it works out. So yeah, that is it for this video. If you haven't subscribed to Steve yet, please do, because he's so close to getting 100,000 subscribers. In fact, by the time you watch this video, he might have already gone over that mark, and that is quite a milestone. I remember I was really happy when I got to that, because it takes so long to get to that first 100, because when you start on YouTube, it's just so slow. But then as you kind of get to 50 or 60k, it starts picking up speed. But because it took you 4 years to get there, you can't, or maybe 3 years, you're sort of thinking it's going to take another 3 years, but then it sort of builds momentum. So he's so close now, so that is a kind of milestone, I think anyway, quite an important milestone. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to him to get him over that. It'd be nice to get him over the 100,000k in the next day or so. So that is it. Thanks so much to Steve. Well done, mate. I really enjoyed the contest. Commiserations this time. maybe next time you might be the victor. So, okay, give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Take care, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Bye now.